Hello, hello. Welcome, Geminis. Hope you guys are having a nice day here at the park, enjoying the sun, the grass, the air, all the beauty. And we're going to see what's up with y'all. Hope everyone's having a nice weekend so far and taking advantage of whatever you like to do, right? Hey, Gemini. Ooh. We got wish fulfillment at the bottom of the deck. All right now. We got King of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. Interesting pair, huh? Okay, Gemini. We got Aquarius, Pisces, Sagittarius, and Capricorn energies. Ooh, so let's see. Let's separate these two. Something's calling me to separate these two. We got King of Cups. Very kind, smart, fair, forgiving. Like, I like to call it like dad energy, right? Very loving and caring, and the most important part of the King of Cups is the balance, right? Because no matter what's going on the outside, this King of Cups is staying very balanced. No emotional outbursts, very emotionally intelligent, I would say, right? Then we got the Queen of Pentacles, which is kind of a homebody, someone who they make money not only for themselves but for their family. Could be a mother. What else? Healer. Says practical, working parent, provider, organized. So it's kind of like the opposite of a flashy person, right? Just a person that they make their money, they take care of their home, they take care of their family, and kind of like that's, you know what I mean? That's the most important things for them. Also says healer. For some reason, that's kind of standing out to me. I don't know if it's that you're currently involved with a healer. Let's keep going. Okay, let's find out about this King of Cups. Temperance. Exactly what I was just talking about. Temperance. About balancing energies. So, Temperance right now, it's calling you for balance. So, there's possibly some emotions that you're keeping hidden. And they might be getting like to a peak. That's what it feels like. You're maintaining this King of Cups energy, right? Where you're staying balanced, but I feel like there's no nice way to say this. If you don't find balance, if you don't do something to temper this energy, you're gonna crash out. You're gonna have a breakdown. You know what I mean? Because keeping the balance here is about more than just suppressing your emotions. That's not what this is about. Because remember, the King of Cups is basically the king of emotions, right? They know how to transmute that energy, how to work with it. You're clearly a giving person, because the King of Cups is a very generous and giving person, giving both emotionally, financially, I mean, in all different ways, right? But also with that, you have to have a way of balancing your emotions. And usually the King of Cups is an expert at that. But with me getting Temperance card here, it feels like at this time, you're not able to do that. You're either too high or too low. And like you're being called, bugs everywhere. You're being called to temper this energy. It says, I can manage my needs and resources wisely to create harmony. This is what you need to do. You need to find a way to create harmony. This is talking about self-control and cooperating with others. So there's possibly something going on that's causing a lot of stress in your life. And it's kind of getting you out of this King of Cups mode. So you're being called to temper it. You need to balance this energy. And then I just got the Eight of Swords, right? So you're in your head about this, whatever this is that you have going on. And this is what I'm talking about. It's too much. It's too much here. It's throwing your balance off. You have to find an outlet to balance this energy. I want to find out more about this. And I got the Devil and the Empress. So possibly this is some type of addictions, trapped in materialism. And that, I mean, I feel a little of that here, but I don't think that's the main issue that's happening here. See, the Empress is all about love, and she's like the divine feminine. She's embodies all four queens, right? And possibly maybe there's an addiction to this Empress, because that's exactly how this came out. The Devil with the Empress. So maybe some addiction to this person, or maybe an addiction to people like this in general. So whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. Maybe this, it feels like it has to do with some type of addiction to people in this energy. So people that you consider like masters, and not masters like movie stars, but masters like people who have mastered their life, who appear to have a good life. And that's where the materialism comes in, because you got to remember, just because people appear to be having a good life doesn't mean that they are, right? We can't get trapped and looking at things from the outside view only. That's the trap of the devil. The devil wants you to focus on the things that are on the outside, so that you miss everything that's on the inside, or you miss the unseen, you miss the messages that aren't as loud as the physical, right? That's his work here, his or her work here. I'm not gonna put a gender on the devil either, you know. But this is something in general I feel like you need to get out of. And then we've got these two things that also play into this. We've got root chakra and sacral chakra. So that's having to do, root chakra, with like belonging. It's like it's about your foundation. And then sacral chakra has a lot to do with creation and all about like your sexual energy. So something here, something in your foundation is unstable, and it's causing this addiction, right? And then the sacral energy, which is this like beautiful, it's like the energy of life. If you could really understand what I'm saying, it's just like what they call the God particle, right? It's the energy of life, the energy of creation, which is something like so beautiful and majestic and magnificent. And I understand being addicted to something like that, because just like the beauty and the grace and all how wonderful it is, it's to be appreciated, but nothing is to be adored in that way. And possibly you have an addiction to this. You don't have control when it comes to this. So you have to call on your angels. You have to call on God, the universe. You have to look for support. If you're not finding it here, right, you have to find the guidance from somewhere else. You have to be willing to listen, to be in the quiet, which is what I've been trying to do. And it's been very hard. It's been very hard for me the last couple days to not look at news, not look at the internet, and not pay attention to the things that are going on outside me. Of course, I didn't master it. Of course, I ended up looking at things, because it's so difficult, and the outside world can be so loud that it's like, it's hard to deny it. It's hard not to look at it. But I've talked about this, about energy. And I've been really heavy on it the last couple days because there's a certain energy that's needed at this time, right? There's the dark and the light, and the dark needs one type of energy and the light needs a different type of energy. So you have to decide, where are you here? Where are you at here? Are you putting your energy towards the darkness, towards low vibrational things? Or are you putting your energy towards higher vibration, towards life, towards the energy that gives? Because that's what life is. Life is generous. This is a planet of life, of giving, that is very generous to us and gives to us. So let's find out a little bit about this Queen of Pentacles. Now that we see a little bit about what's going on with the King of Cups, let's find out about the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, tell me more about the Queen of Pentacles for Gemini energy. All right. Okay, we got loss, grief, sorrow, disappointment, despair. Okay, so it looks like this Queen of Pentacles is not doing well. It says relationship problems, so that could be what's happening. It's that justice. Okay, so it looks like there's some justice going on here. It feels... What was that? Okay, I can't identify what it was, but I heard like a really loud noise. Okay. So, like I was saying, this Queen of Pentacles, this could possibly be a partner or a friend. It looks like they may have made a mistake, and now they're kind of reaping the rewards of that mistake. They're kind of in a sorrowful energy, sad, disappointed. Could that be the main thing? Disappointment, I feel. A lot of cards here. We got Page of Swords, Ace of Cups, Two of Swords, and Knight of Pentacles. So it looks like this Queen of Pentacles is still watching. They're still watching you, and they're still offering their cup to you. So we got Cancer and Scorpio energies with that Ace of Cups. We got some air signs here. So it looks like this Queen of Pentacles was watching and kind of had feelings and was kind of offering you something. And not sure what happened here. We got the Knight of Pentacles, which is like a person that's making a very small investment. But they're consistent, practical. Someone that's the only issue with the Knight of Pentacles is they take their time, right? So this person could have took their time with you, or maybe things just took too long and then there was a stalemate. So let's find out a little bit more. I'm going to use the Path of Shadows. Let's find out more about these energies. We're going to start with the King of Cups and find out what this is about with the King of Cups. I mean, we already got a few things out here. You know, we already see that there's some confusion going on and there's some temperance that's needed. So you got to get out of your head and you got to get out there and find what's going to do to bring you balance, right? Because you don't want to be at that, you know, at that point where you have to explode. You know, we want to be taking care of our emotions as we go, not balling everything up and then exploding. That's not going to work out. You know what I mean? That's just going to cause more problems than solutions. So we have to work on these things as they start piling up. We can't just let them get all the way to the top. Tell me about the King of Cups for Gemini. Gemini, King of Cups energy. That's too many. Gemini, King of Cups. Oh, these are... Okay, we got Owl, Wisdom, Shadows, Deep Truths, Nymph. In this mundane world, now I roam. Inside this concrete jungle, where is my home? And Fallen Angel. Was it even real, the paradise I fell from? Or are they just a nightmare, the realms I now roam? So, we got the Nymph, the Fallen Angel, and the Owl. The Owl's talking all about wisdom and deeper truths. It's kind of about making the wise decisions, right? But then we've got the Nymph, which, like, it kind of reminds me of Gemini energy, because it's like feeling like you can't pick a side, right? And a lot of times that's Gemini energy, like two-sided, double-minded, right? Kind of like, I'm here in this world, right? But this is not, it's like it's not fun for me, right? that's what the card's saying, right? In this mundane world, kind of like this boring world that now you're traveling. Like, where is my home? Where is my happiness? Where does it lie? Right? Because everything seems so... Remember when I was talking about the Empress, and I was talking about the... Oh, this is so perfect. Thank you. When I was talking about the Empress, and I was talking about her being like magical and majestic and just like so like impressive, right? That's kind of like what this is. It's like this world is so mundane, and feeling that attraction, like, where is my home? Because I'm attracted to so many of these empresses, and possibly this could be male or female. So it could be, you know, you're just attracted to beautiful people. And like, and not just beautiful people, because we got to remember that the Empress embodies all four queens. So just people that kind of like have their shit together, right? People that are impressive because of, you know, the way that, not only the way they think, the way that they move, the compassion that they have for people. Just kind of like a unicorn is the image that I'm getting in my head. It's like a unicorn. So it's like everything is so mundane. I only feel like alive. I only feel like in my home, in my body, in my energy, true to my soul. Like when I'm in the presence of these unicorns, right? These people or these figures, right? Because there's figures too. You know, we have Jesus, Muhammad, I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's others. I don't know too much about a lot of religions, but just kind of like people that are looked at in a way like a unicorn, right? Because they embody all these gifts, all this like majesty, kind of like the magic of life, right? And then we've got Fallen Angel, kind of like, and it feels like this is what happens after. This is the aftermath, after continuing to basically expose your energy to this Empress energy. Because what happens is, it's like an energy transfer, right? So when you're in the presence of these unicorns, it feeds your energy, right? It makes you feel important. Their energy is just, it's contagious. So it makes you feel like lifted, happy. It could even like bring your vibrations up, right? But then what happens afterwards is the crash. And that's what I feel like this Fallen Angel is. Was it even real? The paradise I fell from. Or are they just a nightmare? The realms I now roam. So it's kind of like, it feels like memories. It feels like you no longer have this Empress. You know what I mean? Possibly, I feel like possibly you have this Queen of Pentacles, right? Whether you're still in a relationship with this person or not, male or female, remember, that doesn't matter. Possibly you have this Queen of Pentacles, which is a practical person, right? Which, still a queen, still a boss, makes money, a good parent, caring, kind, right? And a lot of good things here, right? A person that's willing to invest in you. But that's no comparison to the Empress. You can't compare them. The Empress is like the magic, the embodiment of magic, the unicorn, right? Abundant. I mean, fertile. It could be a parent, nurturing, creative, like where creativity comes from. Like what I was just saying, like the life, the magic of life. You cannot compare these two people, right? So I feel like that's what's happening here. Possibly you're in it with the Queen of Pentacles, and you've lost the Empress, or you didn't have an opportunity with the Empress. I mean, I'm not sure. Everyone's, people's situation is different. But what this feels like is you have lost the Empress. And now that's why you're feeling in this energy, might be feeling down. And you really need to get deep in thought. Owl card is kind of like the Hermit card. Going within. And realizing that, yeah, there's people that embody this magic, but guess what? You can too. You can be the emperor in your life, right? What do you have to do? Master the energy that you need. Master the discipline, the action, the responsibility that it takes to be an emperor, right? Or an empress. You can do this. You don't have to only observe from the outside the Empress and try to get energy from the outside. You can embody these qualities and become the emperor yourself. But it's going to take work. And like I always say, life is work. No matter what we do, we're going to have to do work here. It's part of what this physical journey is. So I hope you guys enjoyed that reading, and I hope that helps you kind of see where you are and kind of make a decision as to where you should be going moving forward, right? Kind of like focusing on becoming the emperor or the empress instead of only trying to be close to them, right? Become that in yourself. And with this Queen of Pentacles, I mean, there's a lot of value that's here within every person. There's value in a person that's being generous and kind to you. If this is not what you want, the right thing would be to be kind to that person and let them know. And then if it is what you want, it needs to be communicated to this person, male or female, because they're feeling like they're in an energy where they're not getting what they're giving out. So that's all I got for you, Geminis. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one. Love y'all. Bye.